Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Casino Business Podcast. We've got a very special guest today, Anamarie Ellis. She is both the Director of Player Development at Ellis Island Casino and Brewery and Marketing Executive at a new company that's just on fire, Marker Trax. So, Anamarie, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Anamarie, before we get into Marker Trax, your family's got a lot of history in gaming in Las Vegas. Why don't you tell us about the Ellis family and your background?
Yeah, so I work at Ellis Island Casino and Brewery. My grandpa in 1968 opened it with a partner. It was just a small pub here on the same property that Ellis Island is located. And my dad grew up in the business and kind of worked all around the different positions, really took a liking for the company and purchased the company from him, grew it to a full casino with live gaming. We have a hotel as well here. And then we have about 14 different pubs around the local Las Vegas area called the Village Pub, in homage to the original name of the location here.
And so your dad got an early start in gaming. Sounds like you did as well. What was your first job in the family business?
Yeah, I started when I was about 14 as a hostess, would work in the summers and worked all the different positions in the restaurant, busser, and then, worked in human resources, accounting, marketing. And then when I went off to college and got my business degree, I knew I wanted to come home and work for my family. I have two sisters as well, and we all work with my family here at Ellis Island.
All right, so Ellis Island, I've been there. I'm hoping there's no video of me singing karaoke at Ellis Island, but you guys have phenomenal. I know you brew your own beer, you've got karaoke, food is great, so I love Ellis Island. So tell me about Marker Trax. So that is a new venture. Maybe give us the background on Marker Trax.
Yeah, so Marker Trax is a cashless casino credit system. So I can kind of dive in a little bit more of what the system is. My dad thought of the idea over 20 years ago, and it just fully became a company within the last couple years of these last couple years. So basically, it solves a lot of problems that casino operators see today with traditional casino credit. So, starting with the application process with traditional casino credit, applying and getting approved for a line can take anywhere from a couple days to a couple weeks to get approved. There's usually a credit committee. You have to, review their bank. There's a bank verification process, and you're kind of depending on other operators to give you the information that you need to make a really credit-worthy decision on whether the person is really credit-worthy. And there's a lot of risk with that because you're giving them cash and you're giving them chips, and there's really no way to track where that money is going. So Marker Trax has a application process that allows a player to be in action within 5 to 10 minutes of applying. It's an app that's branded and created specific to the property, and Marker Trax works with the casinos to decide what scoring and underwriting algorithm you want to create for your customer. For example, if you know that you don't want to offer anyone under a 620 Vantage score, or you want to have a specific verified income over a monthly period, you can include theoretical, you can include time in club. All of that algorithm is designed specific to the casino that allows a player to get approved within minutes by just putting in their player's card and date of birth. So yeah, that's the first part of the company that it covers. But the true beauty in the product is that it's a cashless casino credit system. The patent covers the ability for someone to download credit directly to your machine and only be able to cash out your winnings and surplus funds. So after the player is approved and they accept their line, they can lower it to their comfort level. Once they accept the line that they'd like to take, and there's a one-time signature at the cage. So unlike traditional casino credit, where every time you want to take a marker, you have to go to the cage and sign a new marker. Marker Trax only requires a one-time signature at the cage, and then that line is available directly on your player's card or app or wallet that casino has. And once those funds are downloaded to your machine and you play, when you're ready to cash out, you can only cash out the winnings that you've made off of those funds. So it allows the casino to offer much more credit because there's less risk. In traditional casino credit, you have to wait for your host, or you have to go to the cage to get, specifically for slot credit, cash or a Tito ticket. And there's no way to know whether that player is going to walk out the door and go to another casino, or pay, use that cash for other than gaming at your property. So once you're approved, the credit's directly on your player's card and player account. And once you download it to the machine and you're done playing, if you pull your player's card or you hit cash out, you can only cash out the funds over your approved credit line.
And so is Marker Trax specifically for slot players, or does it apply to table game players as well?
Yeah, so the patent covers slot, table games, online betting, sports betting. It covers all gaming. Right now we are live with slot credit only, but within the next, I would say, to 2022, we'll definitely have table games ready to roll as well.
So it sounds like, from a player's perspective, it would feel a lot like free play that's loaded on your card. So you would download it to the machine, you would play that. You can't cash out the free play, you have to cycle it through, and then you could cash it out, and the funds from the credit line stay on the player's card. Is that how it works? You put your player's card in, and you can decide how much to download to the machine you're playing at?
Yeah, exactly. So it's very familiar for players because they're used to downloading points and free play to the machine. It's the same, it's pin protected. So, the pin that you're used to using with free slot play or points to download to that game. You put in your pin number and you put in how much you would like to download off of your credit line. And exactly, it's immediately downloaded to the machine. And then with Konami, there's two different ways that you can cash out. You can just pull your player's card, and all of the funds that are on the meter are going to go back up to your Marker Trax account, including your surplus funds. So that way players can walk from machine to machine without having to carry around a Tito ticket. Or if they're done playing for the day and they wanted to cash out their surplus funds for that Tito, they can hit the cash out button twice and a Tito ticket will come out, and they can cash out those winnings.
So is Marker Trax live?
Yeah, so it's live here at Ellis Island. We started our trial. We did our trial here, and we're fully live floor-wide, meaning anyone who has a player account, you have to have a player account, be part of the Players Club. You can go online or you can apply while you're here on property.
That is very exciting. So from a player's perspective, because I'm familiar with the traditional credit line system where players are approved for a certain amount, they draw markers, they sign for every marker, and then after they play, they have a certain amount of time to pay back the markers. Now with Marker Trax, what's the payback procedure like from a player's perspective?
Yeah, so there's a few different ways to pay. What's great about the system is that it's constantly paying back your oldest marker while you're playing with your winnings. So if you're done playing for the day and you happen to owe from weeks back, if you hit a bonus or you hit something on your machine, it's going to constantly be paying back those markers while you're playing. And then some other ways to pay, let's say you don't win at your machine. If you hit a taxable, it's up to the property, but what we found here is our players really enjoy the convenience of just having it pay back the marker as soon as they hit a jackpot, because it's immediately available to them to download and play again on their machine. So through a jackpot. And then we also have a mobile app. So it's an app and a website. Again, this is branded specific to every property. but we have a player dashboard that they can log in real time, they can see how much they owe, they can see all of their transactions, and then they can also see their statements and billing. And then in that app, you can link a bank account. So some properties require a bank account to be linked at the time of enrollment. And so they have that bank within their app ready to go. They can turn on auto pay. So it's a similar timeline to traditional credit, which is 30 days, right? So for Marker Trax, it's, you know, a marker is due, or 21 days from the day that you use your marker. So it's typically 22 to 28 days because we bill a statement every Monday. So it's within that same range of time frame. But when players have auto pay turned on, it's automatically withdrawn an ACH payment from their account on the day that it's due. And then they can also go in and just make a payment as well.
So if I put on my casino operator hat, probably the question they would ask you is, are you seeing an increase in revenue per player from people that are using Marker Trax? Are you, or like what kind of stats are you able to take to casinos when you're selling Marker Trax?
Yeah, so you know, operators are going to see increased in coin in revenue, time on device, visits. You know, we've seen all of that with our group of players that we have here. We have about 1,200 live players at Ellis Island now, and we went floor wide early July. So there's been a lot of buzz around Marker Trax, and we've had a lot of very positive feedback with it. But yeah, players are going to go where they have credit. So, you know, the player knows that they have that available to them, and it's going to increase number of visits, and it's a huge benefit to the players club to be able to offer it to guests. A thing that they love the most is just the convenience of having it available directly on the machine and not having to get up and walk to the ATM machine, to have to take a cash advance at the cage, wait in line at the cage. All of that are some really great benefits that we've seen for the player. And then from the operator side, we also have a full operator dashboard. So they're able to see in real time their transactions, how many downloads of Marker Trax funds their property has seen within a given date range, how many cash payments they were taken at the cage. That is another way that a player can pay, is at the game or at the cage. And we also do all of our statementing and collection messaging on behalf of the casino as well. So unlike traditional credit, where there's a lot of labor and paperwork that is done back of house to try to collect markers and you know, track even the approval process, the technology really does that for the casino. So it gives the opportunity to give more credit out and in real time kind of see how much is being lended, how much is offered in real time.
So Anamarie, what type of player can take advantage of Marker Trax? I know a credit line, a lot of people assume, oh, I need to be like a $500,000 whale or something. What type of players can use Marker Trax?
Yeah, so what's great about Marker Trax is it opens up a segment of the casinos market that wasn't typical to using credit, or probably have never used credit in the past. Like you mentioned, you know, usually casino credit lines are for tens or hundreds or millions of dollars, even depending on the size of the property, and very typical for table games players. So with Marker Trax, because it's all really self-sufficient for the player to use themselves, there doesn't always have to be a host there or someone to help them get that casino credit. And it opens up a segment of the market that wouldn't typically have credit before. They could have even $200 to $500 lines. It's really what is their comfort level. And we've seen a lot of lower lines here at Ellis Island, and it's really opened up a piece that we wouldn't really typically see in the you know, with normal credit lines.
So I'm trying to think, like, so we do a lot of work with cruise lines, on the URComp side. And with them, like, so they allow credit, but for people that don't have credit, they'll usually people will put their credit card down on their room,
Right.
and then they could pull up to a couple $1,000s a day on the room. But if they want more, then they'll typically open a credit line. Like, what are kind of the limits for Marker Trax?
Yeah.
How high up can you?
Yeah, so all of that is completely customizable to the property. So the casino can say, I want to offer anywhere from $100 to $2,000, and then the algorithm creates different segments based on the different touch points that they want to use. So Vantage score, time in Players Club. Maybe they want to offer more credit to someone who's been in the club for over 13 months. They use verified income, monthly income, all of these parameters, even theoretical, to that player will fall into a certain segment, and then by segment, they could maybe be approved for $750 or $2,000. It's completely customizable. At Ellis Island, we cap it at $2,000 for applying directly through the app. A host or casino operators can definitely adjust that based on knowing the player, or if they had traditional credit and you wanted to match that line, that's definitely an option for those one-off situations. But yeah, we have casinos that want to push it to 5,000. It just depends completely up to the operator what they're comfortable with lending out, and where they want their players to fall in those segments. So we're calling it Ellis Island Marker Trax here at Ellis Island, but other properties are naming it to coincide with their loyalty club, and we create the branding for the website and the app, whatever the casino would like to name it.
Very nice. So it's interesting, like there's some parallels between our background as a company. URComped, we started marketing properties and cruise lines where it's really like selling to players and driving trips. And then we developed software, TRIO360, and now we're selling to casinos. And the marketing and sales process is so different, going from to the masses to drive business to a spot versus selling software. So it sounds like you are going through that same transition and growing process. What has it been like for you going from focusing on developing players for Ellis Island to now selling software to casinos around the country?
Yeah, so there definitely is a big overlap with the two roles that I have right now. What's really great is being able to be on the floor with our players here has given an opportunity to receive a lot of feedback on what they love about the product and what we can improve from a customer experience, from a player experience. So taking that information with me back to Marker Trax to be able to see, what they want to see and what we can change on the app or on the website. As an operator, it's also awesome to see, the questions that we get from players, the reporting that we want to see to know where the credit is going, our lift, etc. All of those data points. Every operator is going to want to know who has Marker Trax on their property. So, our Marker Trax team is built with casino operators and industry leaders in not only gaming but finance and technology as well. So taking all of that expertise and being able to create a product through all of that has been a great experience. But yeah, to really know what the customer is looking for as the operator, but also the customer as the player, has helped a lot.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it gives a company like Marker Trax or TRIO360 a big advantage over competitors that don't have that direct feedback from the customers and the end users. Because I know, you are like with URComp, we got a people are using TRIO360, dealing with customers, and it's constant. We get feedback every day of, oh, maybe we should move this here, maybe we do this, and then so the product is constantly getting better. It's not, you get feedback and then you have to digest it and send it to an offshore team, and maybe you get a 1 month or 2 month feedback loop. We've got it coming in daily, and I think it gives us a big competitive advantage. And it sounds like it's the same for Marker Trax, where you've got your own kind of sandbox where you could try it and make it perfect for your 1,200 Ellis Island customers that are using it, and now you could take it elsewhere, and you've got the confidence to know, like, hey, this isn't a new product that we're hoping is going to work. It is working, and you can speak confidently in other places.
So for different marketing strategies, we've tried. It's been great to use different marketing strategies here at Ellis Island and to learn from those and be able to share those with new casino clients and to show them what works best with different promotions for local guests, non-local guests, inactive players, or even new players, to try to get new people in the property to know that this is a benefit of the Players Club. That's all been really useful information. We've been live floor-wide since July, so we're continuing to try new strategies and opportunities and be able to share those with new customers.
Well, Anamarie, how can, if a casino is hearing this, they're interested in learning more about Marker Trax, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so our website is probably the best to get in contact with our team, which is markertrax.com. Also following us on LinkedIn. I'm Anamarie Ellis on LinkedIn as well. So
perfect. Well, Anamarie, thank you so much. This is super interesting. I want to, we've got to do this again. I want to hear about the progress, because I know you guys have had tremendous results at Ellis Island, and I know there's going to be a lot more casinos that are going to have the same types of results soon. And I know you got some deals in the pipeline that you can announce in the coming weeks and months. So we definitely want to do this again soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.